How you doing?
How you doing,
Thank you.
guys?
Thank you so much for doing this. I really, really appreciate it. Really, really, really appreciate it.
It's an honor,
Yeah,
man.
Danny.
My pleasure.
Danny was so nice to when we were doing the show. We didn't work together, but we ran into
Oh,
each
yeah.
other and we were like talking a little bit. He goes, "How's it going for you?" I'm like, it's been a fucking rough fucking deal. I can't I'm fucking having trouble remembering my lines. This has happened, that happened. My mom died, and anyway, we talked for a while, and the next day I showed up at work. He said, "Hey, have you ever tried what was it called?"
Lion's Mane.
Yeah, you ever tried lion's mane for your fucking
Memory.
memory? And I said, well, I probably should just fucking quit taking Xanax. But yeah, no, I've not. I've not tried lion's mane. And yeah, he said you should try that for your memory. And I was like, in my mind, I knew that not in my wildest dreams would I first of all remember lion's mane an hour later. That would just be completely out of my head, unless I went and researched it. Anyway, the next day I showed up at work and there was a little bottle of lion's mane in my trailer, and cool. I thought that was very sweet, very, very, very nice of you. So thank you.
Oh my God, my pleasure.
How are you?
I'm great.
Yeah,
I'm great. Are we rolling? Are we rocking?
We're ready. We're going. Yeah.
I'm in Dumbo. I'm in Brooklyn. Marinating in the juices of my home territory. I've been living in London, and so I like coming back to Brooklyn and just re-energizing. So I'm in a good mood.
Yeah, let me ask you: is it 100 degrees in Brooklyn with that fucking what do they call it when it's wet, like the air's wet? What is it humidity?
Humidity.
That's the thing about New York is fucking the humidity in the summer, but it's hot everywhere. But how's the weather there? Hot and
the weather.
Okay.
Well, you know what? It is. It's. I'm used to the humidity.
You are.
But then it rains.
Yeah.
And it cools off. It's an island, so it's
yeah.
You get nice days.
Yeah. Brooklyn's, the new, whatever. I just turned 70, and I got to tell you, I've heard this from a couple people. 70 is the new 70.
That's not good.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I didn't, one of the fun things about me doing this is, I know you, and we've had a chance to talk a number of times, and now we've done a couple of films together, and we'll talk about that sort of stuff. But I really was able to do a little bit more of a deep dive, on you because I want to, first of all, you won a Tony. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yeah.
Jesus. All right. Now, is that? Was that the very first fucking time that you were on Broadway?
Yeah.
Oh my God. How old were you?
Oh, 26th.
Fuck. Yeah, that is like, so long. Yeah. I didn't know you fucking won a Tony. No wonder why, but okay. So, and on top of that, it was a musical, correct?
Yeah.
So you sing also, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me, man. You do it all. That's incredible. That's incredible. So you go to Broadway to do your very first show, and you fucking win a Tony. And you're 5 years old?
What was the show?
The Spelling Bee show.
Oh,
and they're actually doing another production of it, and it's fucking great.
Cool.
So it's am I allowed to curse? Like,
yeah, you do anything you want, man.
Nice.
Do anything you want.
It's so beautiful, man. Like, if I can just talk about
anything you want.
So basically, that show came out of a bunch of young 20-year-olds right out of college and maybe a little bit older, just getting together and making an improvisational show about a spelling bee because it was part of the zeitgeist at the time. And it was off Broadway. And it went from that point all the way to off Broadway, all the way to Broadway. And it was from a character that I created out of improv, from my own experiences, from my own childhood, and to have it go all the way like that, and help kick the door down for me, was really special, to have it be a character that was so close to me, and so yeah, man, that was the time. Winning the Tony Award
what was
proved to me.
I'm sorry, what was the play?
The 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee.
Okay, keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
and just like, you have a lot of dreams as a young actor. You're like, is it possible to win a Tony Award? Is it possible to? And so,
were you working as an actor at all? I mean, at that point, were you doing like commercials and shit, or
I was trying to. Yeah, I think I did a Toyota commercial really early on. Yeah, when I first got out of college, I was.
Where'd you go to college?
Boston University.
Oh, wow.
And so when I got out, I had nothing. So I was just like a Backstage magazine under my arm and just going to auditions. And
in New York, correct?
In New York, yeah. I just went back home basically.
And so you were with this show at its infancy?
Yeah, from the very beginning. Yeah.
From the ground floor. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, they basically said this was the name of the improv troupe was The Farm at the time, and it still exists, and to this day the show is like performed all around the fucking world, and wow. the farm is stamped on it, because I created my character and it exists to this day.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
so that character that you see in the show,
wow,
that's a piece of me. All those lines, many of the lines came straight from improvs that I just like.
Wow,
we were just messing around. Yeah, it's crazy to see something go all the way like that. And so then when I won the Tony Award, it was like, oh my God, dreams come true. So, all right, what's the next dream?
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
What's next?
Did anybody else was that play nominated? Were other actors nominated?
Just absolutely. The show also won Tony Award for the book, for the writing, which was basically you can all of our combined, and Jesse Tyler Ferguson was in that show. He went on to do big things, Modern Families.
Yes.
So a lot of that was a lot of like a home base, for like a mothership for a lot of talent coming out of that show. And it started off Broadway.
What year was that? Do you know, ish?
2005. I won the award.
Wow. How many shows did you do? I mean, yes.
I did, just on Broadway, about 100 shows.
100 shows. Yeah, okay. Just because you did all the shows leading up to that. And was it
4 years and different
4 years of
different iterations?
Yes. So it was changing, and you guys were working on it, so when they take it, I don't know anything about the theater, mostly because when I moved out to LA, I needed to fucking make money. I needed to make money, and the theater was not really the way that I,
Not in LA, no.
Yeah. So you always hear that they take shows and they put them up like not on Broadway, somewhere else for like a month. And that's where they kind of work through to see kind of what works and what doesn't work. What do they call that? Am I
it's a workshop.
So workshop. And you're putting it up in front of audiences, correct? And then you're seeing what the audiences like and what the audiences are not responding to.
Exactly. You're testing it. You're testing it in front of, in regional theaters, getting it ready, to come to New York. Hopefully, that's the dream.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we
Wow.
went to Barrington stage, which is in like the Berkshires, and that's where we workshopped the show. And man, it's crazy. It's crazy that
But,
because that little show that could was what broke the door down for me. And yeah, it's wild.
well, I mean, I've never heard. That's like, and obviously this has happened where somebody's never done a film before, and they do a film and they win an Academy Award for Best Actor. I mean, that's the same thing. It's the same thing, and which is absolutely amazing. So, has that show continued? Was it like very popular, and is it still out there? And
Yeah, it's gone on, man.
You just said that there's a new version of it. Is it new?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's playing right now in New York. You can go see it. I just saw it with my kids.
Wow.
It's really nostalgic because I mean I sit there and it's the show's got a lot of heart and it's hysterical and the new people are doing a great job. But I see the stamp that we had on it from it's still there and oh man, to see that I get very misty thinking about it
I
that it's
understand.
gonna
I would be too. I mean, you created something along with a group of other people that is now
And holding up for 20 years.
and beyond that, giving people opportunities and people just enjoy it. So you created something how many years ago that like people are
20
still enjoying. That's the one thing about theater. I've always thought that I always thought it was tough with theater because when you do a movie, maybe 100 million, if it's, a lot of people see it. When you do a play, only 500 people are going to see it, or a certain amount of people are going to see it, and like, that's it. That will never happen again, And it's always seemed to me to be such a small sort of, but that. Like that, well, good for you, man. That is how many kids do you have? How old are they?
I got two. I got two girls.
And how
13 and 10.
How do you how's raising a 10-year-old and a 13-year-old girl in this day and age? Because I've got an 11-year-old and he's going on 17, 18. My
Wow,
11-year-old.
I met your kid, and
Oh yeah. Cool. Well, wait. Before I'm doing all the talk, but I'll let you get a word in here, okay?
okay. Yeah.
So we're doing the show, and he comes to the set with me once, and like, you want to meet Arnold? You want to meet Arnold? And he's like, oh, okay. We'll meet Arnold. And so we went over and took a picture with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and but the day that we went in to see Arnold, because he's been talking about you for like when he found out you were in the movie.
Oh, crazy.
He didn't give a shit about Arnold Schwarzenegger, man. he wanted to meet you, and
God,
yeah, and
don't tell Arnold.
What's it, Beast? No, Arnold. What is it, Beast? What's the name of the show? I watched it yesterday. What?
Fantastic Beast.
Fantastic Beast. So to tell you how badly how badly he wanted to see Dan and meet Dan, wow. I actually I had a day off. So I got a day off. I'm never in my wildest dreams am I ever going to go to a fucking work if I have a day off. That's just like unheard of. But since we missed you, I saw you and we spent some time together. We actually got in the car, went to the set, and Dan was in makeup, and we're like, where's Danny? And he's always in makeup. And I was okay, well, so we sat outside waiting. So it's like 45 fucking minutes to get to that that location. That was not a really close location. It was around the corner. So we drive 45 minutes. He's in there. He's getting makeup on. And he walks out, and my son just goes fucking nuts. And, of course, you were very sweet with him. You signed the pictures, and we'll talk about that movie, those three movies, you know, in a little bit. But I just want you, it was... For me to drive to the fucking set the day I'm not working, so that's like this is like fucking unheard of. Or anyway,
Wow.
What I heard.
Yeah.
You go ahead and try talking every once in a while. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, this whole experience is so surreal. I'm trying to remember the question you asked earlier, but the angle that I want to, and I've told you this on set. The angle that I want to come at this is that this whole thing is so surreal. It's like proof that we're in a simulation. I used to. So Terminator, I'm 10 years old. I watched the Terminator. It had such an impression on me that when I was 10 years old, your kid's age, I was waking up at dawn, like when the last generation that used to play outside. I used to wake up at dawn and be Kyle Reese. I would I would run around my neighborhood with no shoes on, like a maniac, with a green trench coat, okay, with a
Stick.
that kind of looked like a shotgun.
Yeah.
And I'm running around my neighborhood, and as my friends would wake up, and come outside to play, I would be like, "You're a Terminator." They'd be like, "Okay,
come with me if you want to live."
So I would play that outside, and that was the first. That was me imagining that I was a character, and as I look back on it, that was those were the seeds of me being a young actor. Literally all fucking day long, being this character, running around, like really imagining and that I was in that world, and it blew my mind open. And so, oh man, it's very emotional, man. This is 50 years. I looked and like you've been working for as long as I'm alive.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, so for me to be sitting here with you talking, I feel like I don't know. I feel like I somehow manifested it. I don't know. Playing as a little kid, I manifested this moment. I don't know. I don't know how the universe is just smiling on me. I'm definitely hitting the right buttons in this video game that I'm playing because think. I don't know how much we can spoil. I don't give a shit. We're on set on the Kellys.
Yes.
Okay. And I think they've said that it's an homage to all of these action movies.
Die Hard and just 48 hours. All that. Yeah.
And so basically, I looked at the script and I was like, oh, I Schwarzenegger kicks my ass, I'm in.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then I find out, oh my God, Michael is on this movie. Yeah. So that already is like, the time machine is complete. What kind of crazy time loop are we creating here?
Yeah.
Then, wow. Yeah, that would be something.
Okay, so just that is so fucking surreal. But I'm like, oh my God, I'm in the middle of this. I have, it's they're they're paying homage to all these amazing movies, and just to be in Arnold's,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
vicinity of him,
Yeah.
let alone having him grab me and throw me up against the van, just being like, "Don't move." It's like, holy shit, I'm the guy. With the cigar.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
It's crazy, man. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm in a dream. If you ask me how I'm feeling, I I feel like I'm victorious, at least in this lane, in this crazy video game that we call life.
Yeah.
I'm winning somehow. Like the kid in me is just like, yes, good job. You did it, man. That's where I'm at, and I'm loving it. I'm appreciating it. It's tough. I'm hustling. Constantly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trying to feed my two girls and my family, but at least I'm having a blast doing it.
Well, I've always told all my children, and if you can make a living and support your family by doing something that you enjoy and that like you're being a creative, I mean, that's like to me that's like at least 50% of a good life.
Well, that's grabbing the brass ring.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I would say so. And I grew up watching a television show and movies and Paul Newman and stuff. But I grew up watching a television show called The Wild Wild West. And The Wild Wild West, they tried to make it in a movie. I think Kevin Kline was in it.
The Will Smith movie?
Yeah, Will Smith. Yeah.
And it was not real successful. But I grew up wanting to be James West, and I would make my younger brother, of course, be Artemis Gordon. If you don't know the series, James West was the good-looking, guy who did all the stunts.
Well dressed.
Yeah, real stud. And
real,
Artemis Gordon used to dress up as different characters and stuff.
Yeah.
So I have, somewhat the same experiences, but. Danny, my career has just gone like this, kind of very slowly. I didn't get off the bus and have somebody go, "Come here, I want you to look at some material," and then 6 months later, win an Academy Award. I mean, that just I was like, oh my God, that is really something. And the thing that was fun about working on the Kellys was that when I did the Terminator, I didn't really work with Arnold very much, because we were only on the call sheet 3 days. Interior tech noir, exterior tech noir when he slams his hand through the window of the car and grabs Linda and we're scooching out, and at the police station where I had nothing to do with him. And we didn't have any dialogue. We didn't run dialogue. We didn't really work together. I mean, we were on the set and I fucking shot at him and he shot at me. But so this time around, I really enjoyed him, and I'm going to have him on. And he said that he would be on, and it was his birthday a couple of days ago. It was right after my birthday. I think his is the 1st of August. I mean, July, August. Yeah, I think something like that. So I wanted to give him a little bit of time. But he is just so amazing as a person and funny and fun. Did you find that the people?
Oh my God.
Yeah, go ahead. Talk to me about you working with Arnold and what he was like and.
Oh my God, dude. Oh my God.
I mean, other than the fact that you were like, oh shit, I can't believe this is the same guy who was in the movie with this other guy who's in the movie that I used to, yeah.
I call him Mr. Zeitgeist because I didn't call him that to his face, but that's what I have it, because I think every day it's ingrained in me to make some kind of Schwarzenegger-y kind of sound. Like, like when I'm getting out of bed, or help me, you know, or like some kind of you know, but that's just me. Like I'm just doing that. So I was constantly like, Dan, don't do that in front of him. And but I was like, should I tell him that I do that? You know? And he was, you know what? I know that he would have totally been cool with it.
Oh,
like,
yes,
yeah. He's at the point where he's just seen everything and done everything.
Yeah.
And so I spent my first day of shooting with him this close to him. With the cigar and him with the sunglasses, and he's pushing me up against the van, you know. And so that, you know, that contact, like, oh my God. And I'm sitting there, and then we're in between takes, and I go to him. You're gonna fucking love this. I go to him. I hit him on his heart right there, and I go, man, thank you for this. This is so fucking cool. Like, you don't understand. Like, and he like says, yeah, and no, of course, so gracious. And then and then he goes, watch out for my pacemaker. And I go, oh shit. Like, you know, I'm like, oh no. And he starts giggling. And all I can think to say is Cyberdyne Systems.
Did you say that too?
He's like, that's right, Dad.
Did he get a chuckle out of that?
He loved that.
Yeah.
He's so fucking down, man. He's so cool.
Yeah.
So here's another thing. You'll dig this. So the director is talking to me in between takes.
Brad Payton? Is it Payton? Yeah.
Yeah, he's great.
Nicest guy in the world, man. He's a great sweetheart. Yeah.
And such a fan, you know.
Yeah.
And he we're in between takes, and Arnold goes off a couple, you know, fake New York blocks down. He's like chilling. and we're sitting there and we're talking, and Peyton's like, you know, you don't understand, like, I try to get here really, really early, and no matter how early I get here, Schwarzenegger is there. He's waiting with the cigar, and he's sitting there in his chair, and he's like, "Come on, let's work," you know. And so right away, I'm just like, so basically, he's sitting there going, "I'm here. Shoot me. I'm here."
Right? Yes. Yeah.
You know, which is what I say when I'm standing there waiting.
Yes, of course,
you know, on set.
Right.
And I'm just like, "Come on, I'm here." You know? And Peyton starts cracking up. He's like, "I love that. That's from Predator. Like, that's my favorite. Like, I love that movie." And I go, "Yeah, I use that all the time." And then Arnold is like off on the corner. He goes, "I like that. I'm going to use that too." So man, yeah, he was everything that I thought he was going to be and more. He could have been totally just like, I'm Schwarzenegger, but he was just like so like,
yeah.
Oh man, it makes me very happy that he was so cool.
Well,
like that.
Here's the thing, Dan, is he would never have been Arnold Schwarzenegger if he hadn't been. I was talking to a friend of his that was there with him, or it might have been his nephew who was there for a couple of days. And I said to him, you know, Arnold came from nothing and ended up with everything, maybe the most recognizable name and or person in the world for like a number of years. And if he was a little bit of an asshole, or if he was a little bit jealous, or if he was a little bit, other than that, what he wants is to bring the best out of every experience. And so he wants the best for you. he wants the best for me. He wants, you can feel that his support is always there. You never get a moment where you go like, what's wrong with Arnold? There was, I don't know. Yeah, well, I'm going to go ahead and tell him. He won't care. There was one there was one point where, as you know, there's a lot of waiting around when you're waiting for a shot to get set up. So you go in and you rehearse a scene, and then they go, okay, well, we have to light it, and you walk away. And sometimes you go to your trailer, and sometimes it takes 20 minutes, sometimes it takes an hour to do the setup. And this one seemed to take about an hour or so, and so it took a long time. And so they call us back from our trailers, and we take our little cars to wherever that little location is, and we all gather, and there's like 5 or 6 actors in the scene, and the crew, and everybody's, And so we rehearsed once, and his chair was kind of back, and right when we got ready to shoot, he got out of his chair and, all right, let's everybody quiet down. We're going to go for one, And Arnold's walking towards me, and he just stopped and announced very loudly to the crew, I can't do this impression. Maybe you can do it for me. I need to go to the bathroom. And, everybody does. So it's like, yeah, okay. All right. Well, go, Arnold. And he turned around and kind of slowly walked away. And so we waited. And we waited. And we waited. And we waited. And it could have been... It was definitely a number 2. I'm just gonna say that. I don't. It was maybe 30 minutes. 35, 40 minutes, and I'm saying that's Arnold. So everything's big with Arnold, right? So I was saying to myself, I never really thought about like going to the bathroom as being like something that had any kind of dollar amount attached to it. Anyway, he came back. He couldn't be more professional and knew all his lines. He had a great sense of humor. Did you notice in Hungary, in Budapest, that the people there were not like, don't seem to have as much fun as we do in America. They're not like laughing all the time. There's a, I'm not sure how long you were there and how much you got to interact with people, but it just seemed like there's kind of a gloominess over it because they're further Eastern Europe, kind of Russian. And did you notice that while you were there? Do you agree with me?
Yeah, they were. There is definitely a seriousness. They're not quick with a smile.
No, or a laugh, or the giggles, or Arnold's walking around. Everything he says is funny as hell, and he I think he shot a couple of pictures over there. Somebody said that that's his second home, but so he must get it. But he's funny as hell, and he says something. He had his director's chair. And what I would do was he would sit in the director's chair, and I would pull up a little actor's chair next to him. So whenever he went to his chair, I would go sit next to him, kind of like looking up at him like a younger brother or, like a little kid, And everywhere he went, they realized that that's what I wanted. So every time they moved his chair around, they'd move my chair around. So I got, to spend time with him and hang out with him and stuff like that. So, yeah, that was an interesting show, and I had a difficult time that I've talked about before.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah.
But anyway, beyond that, so I heard about a week after you Wrapped, and we did the whole thing with my son. He's got by the way, they're up on his wall in his bedroom. I see you every day, just so you're aware. Every day.
So sorry.
You're part of my life now, in a way that was stronger than before this production. But I heard like a week later that like you just got another job and a good one. And so you're in Brooklyn now. So you must be working. Tell me what's going on.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. Yes. I'm
glad I had that. Yeah. You look like you're like, what? What are you talking about, Michael?
What's going on? No, I think you're talking about House of the Dragon.
Oh.
Maybe that's what you're talking about.
Well, let me ask you a question. When I was talking to you and we were hanging out, did you already have that job? Did you know that you were going to that next place? Because I had the feeling that you did. You just said, work. I gotta make money for my family, and I get it. I mean, I totally get it. But I didn't have the feeling from you that you were like, as soon as I finish this, I'm bouncing over to fucking Brooklyn. I've got this great thing that I'm doing, so I'm feeling really good. Did you?
My last time I saw you, wow, it's been a bit of a whirlwind. So last time I saw you, I believe I was going to Chicago to shoot a crazy independent film called Night Owl that was like a Cassavetes style. Just we got a camera, we got the people, the locations, just go, go, go. It was that kind of crazy movie, and it was like a one crazy night kind of movie.
Okay.
And I love those movies.
Yeah.
And so I directed that.
You directed it. You directed the movie. You directed it.
Cool.
You went from wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. How many days of shooting principal photography did you have?
10.
Yeah.
10 days.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I heard that was the average on a Corman film. So I was like,
right. Yeah. I shot a movie once. It was
Roger would have shot 2 movies in that time.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I directed one movie once. By the way, every time I do the podcast now, I want to say that I didn't direct that one that Blood Dragon. Yeah, it's up on IMDb that I directed something that I didn't direct, and I actually had the guy who produced it come on my podcast and announce that I didn't fucking direct it because I'm so tired of seeing it, But anyway,
that's crazy.
I've got other things that have worse scores up there. I found out. So you went off to direct that. I didn't know that, but you must have. You obviously realized that when we were hanging out and talking. You probably didn't get paid a bushel on that either, right?
No. No. And I knew that House of Dragon would be coming out, so I was looking forward to that. House of Dragon has been out every Sunday, and I have a character on that's been getting some nice attention. I'm just very proud to be an American. Not a lot of Americans have been on that show. I'm just proud to represent. And then I have another movie that I think is going in September, October, which is called All Day and All Night. That's a Josh Hartnett movie, and
cool.
I'm working. This is what I was talking to you about because I was really excited because I'm working with Leguizamo, who has since fucking come out in the Odyssey and rocked his part in the Odyssey, and now I'm like quadruple times more. Yes. Excited to work with him, even though I was just like, so
you know him? Have you ever met him? Or
no, I've never met him, and I'm like, oh my god, now we're like playing like a corrupt buddy cops in this movie.
Good,
and
yeah, good.
So I'm just like, this is gonna be. I'm just so looking forward to that.
What was
usually I'm the go ahead.
What was the project that you mentioned before that? You said like, well, I'm like on this.
House of Dragon. It's the Game of Thrones. It's Game of Thrones, HBO.
Okay. So how long have you been on that?
This is my first season. I just I got my 8 episodes in the can. I know I was in about 6 of them.
Okay, 6 and you're
And
done. 6 and done.
Well,
Or
you
you
I
don't
can't
know.
I can't say.
It's
I can't
ongoing
say.
right now. It's airing right now, so you can't really. I don't think you can really talk
But
too
I
much
could
about it.
say
You're
that
fucking
it's
working
just-
your ass off, man. You'd like 4 or 5 productions a year. Holy cow! I guess that's what happens when you win an Emmy. Your first.
Tony.
I'll take that. I'll take an Emmy.
Yeah, I didn't mean Emmy. I meant
Tony.
Tony. Yeah,
Tony.
that's what happens when you win a Tony. You work quite a bit after that. But okay, well there's so many things that I could talk to you about. One of the things I wanted to talk.
I have questions for you. So could we go?
Go ahead, ask me a question.
Oh shit. Okay. Okay. And this is a shout out to my buddy Josh Warren, who I make movies with, and he loves you, man. So some of these questions are his too.
Okay.
So we want to know about Tombstone and Kurt Russell shadow directing Tombstone and Johnny Ringo learning Latin and retaining gun skills.
Okay. Here's what happened: is we had a director, and he was a writer. He wrote Glory and what's his name, Jim? I can't.
Kevin Jarre.
Kevin Jarre. So he's a great writer. Kurt got it set up with him. They called me up and they asked me to read the script. Somehow I got it early, and they asked me to read the script. They said Kurt was set, but any role in the movie that I might be interested in, the director wanted me in the movie. So, what are you interested in? So they sent me the script, and I look at it, and right away I'm like, yeah, fucking Doc Holliday. That's who I want to play. It's Doc Holliday, because you get a good fucking role. You know what the best roles are, and. And then about 3 or 4 days later, my agent got back to me. It looks like that might be going to Val Kilmer's any other role. And I remember the line that Johnny Ringo has to them, I want your blood and I want your soul and I want them both right now.
Yeah.
And I'd love to say that, How about Johnny Ringo? So then I met Kevin and we hung out and we bonded over some serial killer book character that based on a true story that we both knew about, and I got cast as Johnny Ringo. And what happened was we shot for 5 weeks with Kevin directing the movie, and I liked Kevin. He was very passionate, but he was not very collaborative, Dan. He just was. It was his way or the highway, which for me. Like, he dressed me up in this beautiful, you never saw the horse that I rode, but it was one of those black and white ones. I forget what they call those.
Pinto.
Yeah. And I was dressed, beautifully. He dressed me. He was very he took my hat. Like, they originally took my hat that I wore, and I watched him do this for 10 minutes, worked on my hat to make it the way that it was to put on my head. So that's the attention that he put to everything. And so there's a lot of that movie that has to do with costumes, that have to do with production value, that have to do with the words, obviously, which we didn't change any of. They were just all there. That was Kevin Jarre. And but he was not very collaborative, and I knew that he was getting into trouble. I called him asked him to come into my trailer at one point. I said, Kevin, you've got all these we also had an Academy Award-winning DP, Jim. I always forget his name right off the bat.
Bill Fraker.
Bill Fraker, yeah. Wonderful DP and wonderful guy. And I said, you got, Bill Fraker here. You got Kurt, who's been working since he was 3. Or 4. You've got Sam Elliott, you got Powers, you got all these people that it's a collaborative deal. You got to get, give and take from them what you can, and I thought I kind of got through to him because I knew he was on shaky ground. They fired him the next day. one of the saddest things and I liked him because he was passionate and he cared. And, one of the people that I'd really love to have on this show more than almost anybody would be Kurt Russell, because Kurt knows where all the bodies are buried. And so what happened was we had 146 page script, okay, and they basically were knowing that we'd already shot for 5 weeks. I mean, to me, if you're Andy Vanya, who produced that, or if you're Kurt or whatever, if things aren't working with the director, you got to let them go through 3 days in, not 10 days in, not 4 weeks in. And so anyway, we shot for 4 weeks. Yeah. Then they said, okay, well, we're going to have to start pulling scenes out of the script. Okay, this is before we shot them, okay? So they brought in a writer. I know his name, Jim, and I've forgotten it. Do you remember his name at the moment?
It wasn't Gail Hurd's husband, was it?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
I worked with him on The Rock.
Yeah.
No, they brought in another guy. He's got a son who's a director. I'll think of his name, but he was a writer. So he and Kurt got together, and over a weekend, they brought in Cosmatos, who really didn't know anything about the story, whatever. He was very good visually. He was just had great way of shooting the movie. So he did that. Now, so Kurt had to look at the script and start tearing pages out. And he had to start tearing everybody's pages out. So everybody lost stuff, which was a very difficult thing, I think, for, Kurt to try to figure out, what. Now, people. So I always say that it was kind of directed by a committee, because so Kurt did that process. It was Kurt who basically, because they were close to shutting that movie down completely, and Kurt basically, took a bunch of scenes out, worked with this writer, maybe made some things work a little bit better, and then we got a new script on Monday, and that was all Kurt Russell. That was, and he had people working with him, and Val might have made some suggestions, and but that was Kurt.
Jim Jacks, the producer, was in on that.
Jim Jacks was the producer, and Jim Jacks was probably involved in that. And you're right, Jim. And so he totally held that movie together. And when we wrapped that movie, Kurt almost immediately went off to shoot a movie called Stargate, which they made a television series afterwards. But he was not around when they were editing the movie. I know he wasn't, because he was somewhere else shooting Stargate. I went to visit him on the set of Stargate 2 weeks after we wrapped, and I didn't have very much to do with Kurt, because he was one of them. I hung out with Powers, I hung out with Stephen Lang, I hung out with all those guys, John Corbett, and I didn't have that much to do with Kurt, and nothing to do with Val. Val and I never spoke. And so there's that. As far as the gunslinging goes, I had in the script, it says that Johnny Ringo does something flashy with his gun, something with his gun. So when I got there, I had the armor on the movie was named Thel Reed. And for people who don't know what an armor is, it's the person who takes care of the guns and the blanks and makes sure that all the weapons are safe and all that type of stuff. Ironically enough, it was his daughter that was working the Alec Baldwin movie. And it was the armor on that. But Thel is a legend So Thel basically, showed me the Colt. If you notice in that movie, nobody wears this because of Kevin Jarre, nobody wears their guns, down when I was a kid, I used to always like to wear my gun like hanging halfway down my thigh, you know. But like, you know, he
Me
would
too,
not
yeah.
let things like that. Like, you know, he was very specific, and so anyway, he taught me a couple of gun things and how to spin a gun and put it back into my holster. And the thing that he taught me that was really cool, because you can always spin. And if you're on a set, have you ever done a Western? Have you ever had a walk around set with a pistol?
No. Oh, I mean, no.
Okay,
No.
so, but I'm telling you,
Yeah.
if you do, and they don't do very many Westerns anymore, but if you do, all guys are just, everybody's playing. They're like a yo-yo, you know, everybody.
No, I know. I've known how to do that since I'm a kid, just with like a toy gun.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah. So he taught me that I could, the best thing that he taught me was that I could do spin the gun sideways like this, and because of centrifugal force, it would just stay in your hand. Okay,
Crazy,
and then I would
crazy.
go back, and when he taught me that, then I went back the other way, and so I put that routine together, and I thought that I had come up with this myself almost, but I believe that somewhere along, maybe he mentioned it to me, but I think I've heard that referred to as a fan. They call that a fan if you're doing this. So I put that whole routine together, and that routine, Dan, I could. It had a lot of intricacies about it. So like when I pull on Val originally, like when he says, "No, I don't like him. I hate him," you know, like I pull, and I'm flipping the gun, and I cock it as it comes over the top. The gun goes and over the top, and then I cock it after the first spin. And then it goes back into my holster. Then I pull it and cock it again in his face. It goes back in. So there's a lot of stuff in that. So that routine, which lasted 30 seconds or 40 seconds, it's a little bit like a gymnastics routine. Sometimes you stick the landing, and other times you fall off the parallel board, meaning that gun could just fly out of my hands. They're heavy, you know, they're heavy. And so depending on if, you know, sometimes I could stick the landing, and, you know, so those are the three questions about.
Latin. You didn't say anything about Latin.
Well, here's the thing about Latin. The Latin in it is that I didn't learn fucking Latin. I learned 3 lines of Latin, and the only thing that I really sometimes when I sign autographs, people will ask me to write some of the Latin that I said, but in the one line that I really remember was not my line; it's Val's line. It's easy to remember. In vino veritas, you know, meaning in wine there's truth. So, like, I learned 3 lines of Latin. Okay, so that was not exact.
Nice.
But I'll tell you something about the Latin was we did the read through. So all the cast members got together and we had a read through before we started, and. I hadn't gotten around to figuring out what any of that Latin meant or how to say it. And so we get to that scene, and I'm about ready to ask, you know, Kevin Jar, who was the director at the time, okay, well, what do we do, you know? And, of course, Val fucking nailed it. He just fucking knew it and nailed it. And I was like, that was like a jab, you know. That was like a jab in a fucking, you know, prize fight. That fucking hit me right in the fucking nose, and I went.
Well, you said he not only pronounced it, but he knew what they meant.
Yeah,
he knew what it meant.
Yeah. So that's when I said, "Okay, Michael, you better get your shit together here." And but I was thinking today also. I don't know why it was yesterday. I was thinking about the fact that. You know, as an actor, we need each other. The better you are, the better I am. The better I am, the better you are. So that's why those scenes worked so well. And it's a movie that when it came out didn't do anything for anybody. Nobody was going like, "Oh, Michael." Nobody, even when they reviewed the movie, it got a lot of reviews that were not very good. And I like to look at reviews, and I thought that I had done a good job, and I thought the movie was going to be really good. So I looked at the Variety, and I looked at the Hollywood Reporter, and I looked at the LA Times and the New York Times and San Francisco Chronicle and the Dallas whatever. Nobody ever mentioned Johnny Ringo. Nobody fucking ever mentioned my performance in any way, shape, or form. And it just didn't seem to be that well received. Now, it turns out, I guess it made $90 million, but the numbers, it just didn't do anything for anybody. And I know that when Powers saw it, Powers went on a run, I got a call from his wife saying, "Hey, could you get up here?" Powers is having a little trouble dealing with the movie, and he hasn't stopped drinking since he saw it. Now I don't know if
he
that's...
started shooting at the moon. Huh?
Yeah, maybe he was smoking that pipe. Could have been smoking that pipe. So. Well, hopefully that answers your question for your friend.
Yeah.
Let's get back to you and very quickly.
What I want to say
go ahead
for a second is that why I think you've had such a long legacy here is that, and why your characters make an impression. I call them emotional action stars, where it's really fucking hard to make the audience believe that I'm worrying that he's gonna get hurt. There's not a lot of actors that have it. Harrison Ford, one of my other favorites. It's you care about if they're that's why you're just like, you get your ass beat and you're hanging on, and the audience is at the edge of the seat because they don't want the alien, they don't want the fucking Terminator, they don't want them to get you because they like you, man. And I think that's I don't know, that's a great aura that you bring to it.
Oh, thank you. I had the good fortune to do 4 movies with Jim Cameron. So, Terminator, Aliens, The Abyss. So that is, and he writes really good words, and and he also is not a little bit, but he's collaborative too. If you bring him an idea that is better than what he thinks his idea was, he'll go with the best idea for his movie, and he can recognize an idea. And there are a number of examples I could bring up about all the movies that I did with him where I said, well, what about this, Jim? What about that? Some of them didn't have to do with changing dialogue. Some of them changed it a little bit or rearranged it. Some of them just had to do with actions and things that we did. And he's very collaborative. And anyway, let me talk to you because I wanted to tell you that I did a movie called Jade with Billy Friedkin, okay? It was not a very good movie. It was written by a guy named Joe Esterhaus. And Joe Esterhaus, if I'm not mistaken, Jim, was the first writer who got $1 million for a script, or is it $2 million?
I'm not sure about that, but when he sold Basic Instinct, it was for the biggest sum to that time paid for a screenplay, $2.5 million.
Yeah,
at that time, and he had a couple of big hits in it, are Jagged Edge and Basic Instinct.
So he wrote it. Billy Friedkin was directing it, who had done The Exorcist and French Connection, and and I had worked with him before on another movie, and so I'm very proud of the fact that I've worked with a number of directors twice or 3 times, and anyway, one of the producers on the movie was Bob Evans, and so I.
Shit.
Yeah. Well, okay, so we now. I only had a certain amount of time to try to look at all your. I mean, you've got a lot of shit out there. You've got a lot of for me to watch all. Jim watched all 10 hours of it. I watched the first 2 hours of the
Offer.
The Offer, and but when I was shooting for Friedkin, we used Bob Evans' house, which is a kind of a well-known house. And Jim, you can tell Dan the story about Nicholson. Tell Dan that.
Oh, right.
Well, at one point, Evans, when things kind of went sour for him,
right? That's in the kid stays in the picture.
The kid stays in the picture, yeah, and the Cotton Club aftermath, etc.
Right.
He lost the house, and Nicholson flew to Paris to go get on his knees and beg the person who owned the house to sell it to him, to Nicholson, and Nicholson gave it to Evans, back to Evans. And Evans paid him back ultimately for it, but Nicholson, basically saved Bob's house, that famous woodlawn house that David Zaslav bought. But that was quite a salon in the 70s for people to get together.
So
God, yeah. Nicholson's he's my favorite out of everybody.
Yeah,
last Detail. Right.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Chinatown. Chinatown's referenced in the Offer quite a bit.
Well, let me ask you. Okay, so we're talking about a 10-hour miniseries. I don't know what they call it these days, where the story's about the making of The Godfather, and Danny plays Coppola, and dude. Yeah, I mean, again, I only have so much time to watch, and I got shit kind of blown up for me too now, and all of a sudden things are like kind of like, but I got a movie coming out called Onslaught, and if you get a chance, check out the trailer for that, because this thing's gonna fucking blow up, I think, and so I watched. You changed your voice to play him, correct? So to sound like him, because you don't sound like you sound like him. And how did you do that? How did you do that? Did you have somebody that helped you with that, or did you just listen to him over and? Because you don't sound like you sound exactly like Coppola. And you, or maybe you look like you're kind of even questioning the fact that, but you and the guy who played the writer, that you guys,
Mario Puzo,
Patrick Gallo,
you guys were fucking awesome. You were, and the guy who played. We were just talking about him.
Evans. Matthew Good.
Yeah,
he was wonderful.
Yeah. I mean, it was really, really good, and I really enjoyed what I saw of it. And at some point, I'll go back and watch the end. Like I said, Jim, who we're talking to on here, has seen 10. Tell me about that process of you getting that role of thinking, oh my God, I'm playing somebody that's still alive, and him of all people who I've met, who was very nice to me when I met him. Although he gave that role to Nicolas Cage, his nephew, on the one on Peggy Sue Got Married, I think it was called. But talk to me about how that happened to you, and did you audition and all that kind of stuff? Because you were brilliant. You're brilliant. By the way, you are. I have come to find out in that Beast fucking thing, you fucking steal that. What was it called?
Fantastic
Beast. You steal that fucking movie. You definitely stole Take Me Home Tonight, which we've got to get around to talking. You definitely fucking stole that movie. Topher didn't know what fucking hit him. You showed up. You showed up on that fucking set, man. Holy cow!
I love Topher.
Yes. Well, Topher has always been very nice to me too, but I got a funny story. But we're not going to talk about that yet. We're going to talk about, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but please talk to me about how you got involved and go.
You take up all the time you need, buddy. Let me. The Offer. Okay. Holy shit. Holy shit. All right. So the audition process was, um, my agent said, "Hey, they want you to read for Coppola," and I was like, "Fantastic." And then when I got the audition in my email, it said I was reading for Puzo. And I was like, okay, I love Puzo, but I thought I was reading for Coppola. And they were like, no, they want you to read for Puzo. I was like, well, can I read for both? Okay.
Wow.
And
Wow.
and they were like, yeah, go for it. And I was like, and if I didn't do that, I don't know what would have fucking happened. So now I'm reading for so
Both of
now I
them.
got for both of them. So now I got the beard for Coppola, and I'm reading. So when I do my auditions, I do everything. I record the lines of the other person off
Okay.
camera for me. I do
Okay.
the whole thing. So um so I was basically Coppola talking to Pacino off camera. Uh right?
Right.
And directing it, so I'm like that's what Coppola would have done, right?
Right.
So then
Right.
so I did a bunch of takes of that, and then I shaved the beard, and I'm
Wow.
doing do glasses, and I'm doing Puzo,
Wow.
talking to Sinatra off camera.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm auditioning for four fucking parts here, like, and then and I directed it. I made it look good. But I really wanted Coppola, and I was like, how would Coppola shoot this? And
Wow.
I think that's how I got the fucking part. And why, man? I feel like Coppola is like an uncle or something.
Yeah.
Like we like
Have you ever
I
met
was
him? Have you ever met him? No.
no, but I've met so many people around him and
Okay.
cousins and all
Yes.
sorts of
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
that I feel like I know him, and I got a wonderful text from him through somebody.
Oh, you did.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
was that? Can you share that, or do you feel
The
comfortable
text
sharing
was
that?
the text was essentially that he thought I did a good job, and but the show he wasn't a fan of for many reasons,
Right. Right.
mostly because they warped the timing of things, and it wasn't exactly how things happened. And
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
um, anyway, so oh man, but I got to talk to Jimmy Kahn. Holy fuck!
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
wow. Wow. Tell me
Yeah.
about that. Tell me about that.
Wow,
Yeah, because Jimmy, yeah.
it was right before
Stop
like
crying and just pull
no,
yourself
no,
together. Pull
I was
yourself together.
trying.
You can act like a man, better. What's the matter with me? Not crying like a baby. Yeah.
Oh God! So I called, because I work with Josh Duhamel, and Josh Duhamel became a buddy. He gave me Jimmy Kahn's number. Call up Jimmy Kahn,
Out of the
and
blue, just like didn't know you were calling or anything. He just
he didn't know, but he knew that the show was going
okay,
on.
okay, okay.
And he was like, I was wondering when one of you people were going to call me. And so it was crazy. He was sunny, for
Yeah.
45 minutes.
Oh, wow. What a
I
treat.
So I'm talking to him, and he basically gave me some such beautiful physical details about Coppola, the way he stands upright, and he doesn't really move his arms when he walks, and like really, like, because he knows him
Specific.
from,
Yeah, yeah, of
yeah, he
course.
knows like Jimmy was in his like first films.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rain Man. Or what was it?
Yeah,
Rain? R-
the Rainmakers. No, no,
yeah.
no, the Rain
It was
People.
Rain People. Yeah.
And so yeah, just talking to Jimmy was amazing. And and so I say he's like an uncle because we grew up in basically the same areas in New York, and it's like he kind of sounds like my dad. And so when I was a kid, like he was one of my first teachers. I watched The Godfather. It was
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah, you're gonna be an actor. You're 15. Watch the fucking Godfather.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I watched that, and then I basically systematically, there's Brando on your wall. Like I systematically, like, okay, I'll watch everything with Brando. I'll watch everything with Pacino. What? And that was my first classroom.
Yep.
So he was my first teacher, basically. And when I found Hearts of Darkness, I feel like
Yes, I was wondering
like,
if you'd seen that.
oh my God, yeah, I saw that when I was a kid, like
Yeah, yeah.
15, like becoming an actor. I've been watching that movie for fucking 40 years or whatever.
Is
So
is Hearts of Darkness the documentary about the making of?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Go
The
ahead.
so
the
it's
Coppola's wife
it's
largely
all
shot.
Coppola. It's
Yeah.
all on
Yes.
Yeah, it
Coppola
is.
Yeah.
going cuckoo making
Yes.
this
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah. No, it's a great documentary, and it's a great
Yeah.
inside look at like the fact that thought he had a big failure on his hands and blah blah blah.
Yeah. And so
That's a different movie.
that was him right after The Godfather. So
Yes.
so and there's so much material out there. Like for the Rain People, there's a documentary, and you see him without his beard,
Oh
and
wow.
he looks wild.
I
Yeah.
think
He looks
George Lucas did that documentary, didn't he?
yeah
Yeah.
yeah, and Coppola looks like a little kid, and to see him like that was very helpful because he's proving himself as the Godfather in the Godfather. He's not Coppola yet, He's still
Yeah. Yeah.
he's a writer for Patton who did
Yeah.
really well, and
Yeah. Yeah.
so that's where he was at the beginning of the offer. So, I mean, there's so much behind the scenes of Coppola for the Godfather, but the stuff that was like before his fame was the best stuff that was really helpful for me. Plus, there's you can buy this, the Godfather Notebook, which was his through his theatrical brain, he created this like big ass notebook with all of his of from pages of the
Right.
novel taped in. You see me do it in the show,
Uh-huh.
creating the notebook, and in this notebook are all of his worries and casting notes and all of his him just thinking about all the different layers of the Godfather in the margins of this book. So I had that. I was carrying that as a prop every day.
Wow.
Wow.
So
Wow.
I would just open to a page and be like, okay, that's what he was thinking about this scene. He was his nervousness
Wow.
about certain,
Wow.
like, what was he going to cut, what was he going to keep,
Yeah.
and then you got Matthew Good there, who fucking was Bob Evans.
Oh,
Like,
he
Right.
was.
it was it was crazy. I called him the time machine.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
because he would just be there and he'd be
Yeah.
like, okay, we are here
Yeah.
at Paramount.
Do you remember how long you had to prepare before? And of course, you were on the Paramount lot shooting a lot of that stuff, or because definitely there were exteriors of
we
Paramount
had
lot.
we had I learned I got the part, and then maybe I had maybe a couple weeks,
Oh wow! Wow!
and then like maybe 5 days of rehearsal with the cast, just getting to know each other.
Wow! Did you do
And that was,
something? Let me ask you about that voice again. Like, is that just by watching him and listening to him talk over and over and over again, or did you? I mean, because that just to me, I'm like, that's fucking. I mean, that's Coppola. That's Coppola. That's a young Francis Ford Coppola. I really yeah. Do you look like him? Yeah, somewhat. But at the same time, there was something about what you did with your voice to mimic him. Are you a mimic? Can you do impersonations? I mean, you did a
well,
pretty
how
good
about
Arnold, so Arnold's a little bit easy.
I'm okay. I got a pretty good ear for
Okay.
for Coppola. Um, I just like I said, we're like you can kind of hear it in my voice now. There's an East Coast
Hmm.
thing, and like I just did it there. It's just a thing that's already ingrained in me. So I think it was something that I just
Where'd you grow up?
and I grew up in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You said.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
go ahead.
So,
Keep talking.
so I don't. I like I said,
Okay.
I felt like I was just being. I didn't really I didn't really I had so many cheerleaders on set just being like, "You are Coppola. Just fucking keep, just keep doing what you're doing."
Whatever you're doing, do it. Keep doing it.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It's like I tried to embody it first. So, how like I look at Dustin Hoffman's performance in Lenny. Was he Lenny Bruce? No. But he embodied what it was
Yeah,
like to
yeah.
to be that guy. So that's what I kind of strive for when I'm trying to be someone who's still alive. You just
Yeah.
like to do a perfect impression of that, you're gonna get scrutinized. You're gonna get
Yeah.
you have to focus on just being as close to the type of person you think they were at the time, and then that's it. Like, God, I would have. Like I was nervous. Like if I like who the fuck am I to play Coppola?
Right. Right.
I
Yeah.
so if
Yeah.
I got in my head like, ooh, that would have been like the first, yeah, like there's a part of you is like, are they gonna buy my little magic trick here? And you know, and then
You started getting
you
reactions from
jump
people
off the
on.
fucking diving board. You jump off the diving board, and then it's like, okay, it's working. It's like
Yeah.
the shark is working. The shark is working.
The ship is sinking, but the shark is working.
Yeah, referencing another movie, but yeah. Wow,
Yeah.
your performance, and what's the name of the actor who did play Gazzo? What am I thinking of?
Puzo.
Puzo. Yeah, Puzo.
Patrick Gallo, who's become a great buddy.
Oh man, he was. There's a couple of, and I'm sorry I haven't got a chance to see the whole thing, but I've been busy, and I love the scene where the wife tells you to take care of him, and cut to him in the swimming pool eating
plate of pasta on his belly.
Eating pasta.
Ziti.
And you go and get the fuck out of we got to write this thing, and I loved that. I don't know where it came from in the script. Maybe you guys improvised it or whatever, but I love the fact that it's the sandwich thing. The sandwich thing, like, did you ate my sandwich? No, I didn't eat your fucking sandwich. Two guys fighting. Was that in the script? Was that in the script? Yeah.
All in the script.
All of it.
All of it. Yeah.
Okay.
The only scene that I kind of tweaked, I don't know if you've seen it, but it's the scene where I was like, he should come up with this in the moment where he figures out, oh, he shouldn't drop the gun too soon.
I did see that.
Yeah.
Yes, I did see that. Yeah.
Oh, you did see that.
Yes.
So, the scene with the banana.
Yes.
So
yes.
The way it was originally written, he's just talking about the two of them, and he's like, why you're wonderful, Puzo, and why this scene works, But I was like, no. He should, while he's patting Puzo on the back, he should also have a fucking epiphany about the scene. And that's what's in the show. So that's the only scene that I was like, wait. But everything else was written as is. And I love working with Patrick. In rehearsal, like day one, we had a great opportunity. I was like, what would Coppola do? And I had a house that I was staying in Echo Park, and my wife and kids were like coming in like a month.
Yeah.
So I had the whole place to myself, and Patrick was looking for he didn't have a place to live yet.
Right.
He had just gotten cast.
This is part of this. You're telling a story that's, if somebody watches the movie, you kind of tell this story, and right, it's part of like if you watch the 8 or 10 part show about the making of The Godfather, The Offer, in between. Some of the episodes, you'll have actors talking about certain things.
Right.
I think you were talking about this. Go ahead.
He So he was my he was my
He came
roommate
and
for
said,
a
"Listen,
month.
yeah."
And it just like Coppola and Puzo were when they were writing, and so we got to like become belching buddies, and, so by the time we got on set,
You were already the
the
odd
chemistry
couple,
was
yeah.
the chemistry was there.
Right, right.
And I strongly and in researching Coppola, the dinners and
Yeah.
he made the cast and crew the cast into family, and the sensual, like what it's like to laugh and eat and
Yep. Yeah.
and play with these people. That's what makes the scene so rich, and so that was a big lesson.
Yeah. I didn't even realize I've seen The Godfather probably 20 times. And of course, one of my favorite parts of Godfather Part 2 is a brilliant movie. But one of my, obviously, there's so much lore around that scene because that was the scene that, Paramount wasn't happy with Pacino. Paramount wasn't happy with Pacino. And then Coppola said, well,
Coppola was gonna get fired.
yeah. And Coppola said, okay, well, let's shoot this scene and maybe, but I, who plays the cop who gets shot in the throat, Jim? Sterling Hayden. Sterling Hayden. Just that scene where he gets shot in the neck and then fucking goes down on the fucking table and table lops up. I mean, that, and I got to go to the bathroom. If you got to go, you got to go. I mean, that whole sequence is so fucking brilliant.
Oh, and the sound of that train outside building.
But I didn't, I had never known until this moment, and you telling me, I remember when Pacino, playing Michael, shoots them and pauses because we've all heard what, I forget the character who tells him, like, drop the gun and walk out of the fucking
That's Clemenza.
Okay.
Clemenza.
And like that moment, I remember it like, of course. And I've never put in my head, it was a really cool choice, but I didn't know until this moment why that moment meant his life was going to change. His life just changed from being an Army hero and dating and or marrying
Diane
Keaton, and his life just changed into being head of the family. That's what that whole little moment of him not being able to drop the gun was about. And I didn't even know that until I saw that. Either I saw it or you just sang it, or So that's very interesting. I wonder if he made that choice or if Pacino made that choice.
They're saying that Coppola said that. They're saying that Coppola said for him, don't drop the gun too soon, because he knew that after getting the information from Clemenza, that the audience would be saying, "You better drop that fucking gun." If they really liked Pacino in that moment, if they were like rooting for Pacino, they would be on the edges of their seat going, "Drop the fucking gun!" That's what happened, and that's what happened.
Right.
Even just the way he drops the gun in the movie,
it's flamboyant.
Clemenza says, just put it down by your side, just let it slip down by your side, just drop it nonchalant. And the way he does it, he like get this thing out of here. He kind of
it's like a mic drop moment almost.
Yeah, totally. It's brilliant. Yeah, they go over that in the show. If you're a fan of The Godfather, I really recommend you watch the show.
Oh
you
yeah,
see it. You see all of this lore played out.
It's a wonderful production. I really got a kick out of it.
Well, after watching, the only reason is that my life has been going a mile a minute here, and I wanted to see as much stuff as I could possibly see as I could talk to you about. But I called Jim and I said, Jim, do you know anything about a confrontation between Puzo and Frank Sinatra at a restaurant? Turns out to be Chasen's. where actually they put hands on each other. Do you know anything? I mean, I wanted to know if there was some dramatic. I'm asking my Jim here because has got so much knowledge about all this stuff. Do you know anything about any time that he put hands on? And Jim was like, well, you know, and he researched it a little bit, and that at least what we found out was the Hollywood Reporter had done a story about that incident where he walks in. The way it's played in the movie, Puzo just wants to go up, and Jim and I have kind of, I'm not sure we agree completely that Puzo was basing his character on Sinatra. Was like because in the movie you would think that he wouldn't go like, oh, there's Frank Sinatra, I'm going to run over there and tell him how much I like him and how he changed my life and everything, without knowing if he based his life on him, he didn't really make him look very good. Can you speak to that since you were so close to him? I mean, he's not here, so you're the best next best. Or do you have any idea, or you just?
I know that that Sinatra was upset that he would have any kind of. Someone would say that he made his way and he made his bones with
the
help.
Mob. With the mob.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Puzo in the Godfather was saying, no, that's exactly what fucking happened.
Okay.
To a guy that's not him.
Right.
Not him.
Right.
But it's someone like him. And but that was for a lot of singers. You know, a lot of people, you know, got their breaks because the mafia kicked some doors down for them.
Yeah, right.
So
So
Puzo was coming from the point of view of it could be anybody.
Yeah.
And but Sinatra
Big
was
dog
like,
in the room.
I don't know. There's a lot in this that seems really fucking familiar.
Yeah.
you know. And so that was the beef. And I don't know if it actually went down like that.
Yeah.
But I think that but in the movie, you know, be a man. You know, that guy.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be Sinatra, or a reference.
Well, and the movie includes two famous stories about Sinatra, like how he got out of that contract with Tommy Dorsey's band, and Michael tells that story to Kay in the wedding, and then how he got that part in From Here to Eternity.
Yeah,
supposedly the mob, you know, strong-armed him. I think one of the things Sinatra took umbrage at was that in the movie, that character is portrayed as being kind of down on his luck. Really, his career is kind of in limbo, on hold, and he really needs that part. And if he doesn't get that part, then his career is basically over.
I've heard Jim forget about that's the wrong word to say, forget about the Godfather or whatever. But I've always heard that kickstarted his film career. Anyway, not whether he was down on his. I mean, as far as a film career went, From Here to Eternity is the movie that just brought him back. I don't know if he won an Oscar for it, but without a doubt, that was the movie that brought him back, right? Yeah, I mean,
and it made him a serious actor too, because he went on to do movies.
So
like Man
he
with the
took
Golden
umbrage
Arm.
to the fact that it looked like. To an audience member that the mob helped him do that with the help of a horse's head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, it's fascinating stuff. It really is fascinating stuff, and I you know, it's one of those things that I didn't want to stop watching, but I had to start watching some of the other stuff because I wanted to talk to you about it, and I wanted to quickly. We're at like an hour and a half, and I don't want to take up too much of your time. I do want to talk to you a little bit about Take Me Home Tonight.
Okay.
And I'll tell you my opening thing that happened on that, and so I remember my agent calling up, and I had a big agent at the time, Ed L'Amato. He handled Mel and Denzel and like a lot of people.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah, I was at the William Barfée agency, and I had gone over to see Ed before I went to meet Topher and the director. And that director, I'd watched the film that he made before, which was about a musician who...
It's all gone Pete Tong.
Yeah. And was he a musician or a DJ? I've forgotten what...
Yeah, he was a DJ.
DJ, and he was losing his hearing, which was a really, really, really good movie. And so I liked the script. I thought it was a lot of fun, and I thought, oh, he's a little character I could do something with. So I went over, I saw Ed, and then I went over and I met Topher and the director on Wilshire Boulevard at one of these high-end bars or bars of one of the high-end hotels, which is right around... I think I walked from the William Morris agency up to a gym. You might know what a hotel, like the Beverly Hills.
Wilshire, probably the Beverly Wilshire, which is on the same block.
Yeah. And
Fernando's Hideaway was the bar there.
So I go in there to meet Topher, and what was the director's name?
Michael Dowse.
Michael Dowse, yeah. So I go in to meet them, and we're talking, and I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think that they'd kind of offered it to me. I think they'd offered it to me, or we want Michael for this, but we'd like to meet him, or one of those things. Make sure he hasn't gained 400 pounds or lost all his hair, something like that. So I go over there and I'm talking to them, and I might be trying to sell myself a little bit. I like the script. I really like the script. I really, and I played a lot of cops, so I know a lot about that, and I can help you out. And blah 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 blah, and they were like, we want you to play this role, Michael. We really want you to play this role. I was like, great, that's fantastic. Well, okay, well that's good news. When are you shooting? So on and so forth. And I was about ready to get up to leave, and they said, oh, there's one thing that we needed to talk to you about. I was like, okay, and they said, we can't pay you any money. What? We can't pay you any money. And I was like, what? It's a Universal movie. I mean, it wasn't like, and they said, we can only pay you scale. And your reaction is a little bit like what my reaction. That little thing you did with your head right there, that was kind of what my reaction. What? What am I doing here? Like what? And
why am I talking to you?
Yeah. And I said, well, okay. And I went back and spoke to my agents and said, I don't know, a certain time in my career, I don't know what was going on, but I wanted to do the movie. And it's like 2 weeks or something. It wasn't like a run a show type of thing. I didn't put as much time into it as you. The movie went through a number of, when we were shooting, I love the script. And I met Danny when we were doing that movie, and Dan was, and I saw that movie screened, and Danny just fucking steals the fucking show, and he had great material, and he just is fucking brilliant in the movie, funny. Topher's great in it, but you were the best thing in it without a doubt. And explain. Because people don't know that movie very well. And explain to us, anybody who's listening to this or watching this, what happened with that movie. And I know what happened, but you and tell me the kind of reactions that you were getting, and then what happened to that movie and how disappointing that might have been for you, because that was a brilliant performance that nobody ever saw. Let's kind of put it that way. But you know what I mean. I'm not saying nobody ever saw it, but go ahead. I mean, it was.
It had a lot of obstacles, man. Yeah, I did a couple films at the beginning when I was trying to launch that were trouble.
You mean after
They
you'd
had-
won the Tony? After you'd won the
Yeah,
Tony?
yeah.
You're trying to.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay, go
into
ahead.
getting into the film and stuff.
Okay.
Like Fanboys is another one that was on the shelf and went through,
Okay.
reshoots. And so Take Me Home Tonight, which is now a lot of people's, like, I go to Comic Cons and
Yes.
do
Yes.
signings, we
Yes,
do signings,
yeah.
and they I have to have a picture of Take Me Home Tonight because someone always asks about
I
it.
loved
So
it. I loved it when I saw it. But go ahead.
yeah. So
And you especially. But go ahead.
thank you. That was probably the most fun I ever had on a movie.
Yeah.
It's one of those one crazy night kind of movies that I love, that I grew up on
Yeah.
watching in the 80s.
Yeah.
And it was a chance to stretch some Belushi muscles, which is one of my heroes. So so, and it was the 80s, man. So that was just like, oh my God, I get to pay homage to the time I my formative years. So and then and I found out you were in it, and I was like, I'm in, man. This is amazing.
But they paid you? They paid you?
They paid me something.
Okay, all right.
It wasn't a ton of money.
Okay.
No.
All right.
That was like my maybe my second film or something.
Okay.
Yeah. I hadn't proven myself. So so that movie was, I love working with Douse, the director. He basically was like, improv, do whatever the fuck you want, have fun. And I did like a lot of that movie, like all the scene, all the scenes in the bathroom where I'm like taking cocaine for the first time. There's not a lot on the page there. It's just, he goes in, he takes it and goes blammo, or whatever.
Yeah, right.
So there's a lot of
improv
in those scenes.
Yeah.
Coming out on the dance floor.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the scene with Angie Everhart in the fucking in the bathroom, and she's like fucking me to death or whatever she did. She that scene was highly improvisational. So I mean, I love that stuff.
Yes.
I used to watch when I like R-rated movie, like, yes, like that's
of course.
That's you want that to happen. And I love the scene with you, and that's a classic. That's become a classic scene where we spin out of control, and
you're all fucked up.
The fucking the airbag goes off, and my face is full of cocaine, and I'm just like, oh fuck.
Yeah, Topher says something like, I think I watched the trailer, and he's like nothing could be worse than this. Nothing could be worse than this. And then
the cops roll up, and he's all, oh, hi, Dad.
Yeah, it just got worse.
That whole bit, man.
Yeah.
Taking us to jail, man. Yeah. Crying, tears in the cocaine powder. Dude, that shit was hilarious. I love making that movie.
Yeah.
And so, that's where I met you, man. I got to fanboy out about that.
Yeah.
That movie will go down in my history as one of the greatest.
Well, I think, and I don't. If you look that film up, Daniel, they do not give that its due on as far as numbers go, as far as audience reaction, and or as far as like Rotten Tomatoes. Now, it went through a number of changes because the story is.
I'll tell you, my
experience
with that was. My experience with that was. I
want to hear it because it had to have been pretty heartbreaking. That whole.
It was. Yes. It was absolutely heartbreaking. We made the movie, and it was screened for us, wasn't it? I mean, it was done. I heard about test screenings. I was in New York, and I heard about test screenings.
Okay.
That were going really well.
Right.
And I got a call from Brian Grazer. I kept it on my phone for a really long time.
Left a message for you.
he left a message for me, and he said, "Dan, I just got out of a screening of the movie. It's a seminal film. You are a seminal actor." And then I had to just be like, "What does seminal mean?"
You sound
and
like
then I
me.
was like, "Oh, okay, okay, good." And then but I kept that. I was like forever. I was like, "Oh my God,
Brian Grazer." Wait,
Brian Grazer."
Maybe you'll talk to Ron for me.
Yeah, exactly. And then yeah, exactly. And then 2 weeks later, I guess I don't want to get into who saw it. One of the producers saw it and was just like, "There's way too much, cocaine used in this movie," and it's just like it's the '80s. half my whole character is basically, snorting cocaine. So I was like, "Fuck!" It's like, so, and then that producer put it on the shelf, for personal reasons, really, and it sat there like for like a fucking year or two, uh, and then it kind of eked out. So by that time, it has like a reputation or something,
Well,
So,
wait a second. What was the movie that was original that ended up being released the same movie that I saw, or did they go back and recut it and reshoot it?
that is a good question, man. I didn't. I had yes, I had one reshoot, which was the
Yeah,
very
I thought I
begin.
had something. I thought either
Yeah,
I had
yeah.
heard they were reshooting it, or I mean,
But
I
it
think
was
about your role and all that stuff with Angie, and he's got to be involved. Like you take you can't take the cocaine out of that fucking movie. I mean, maybe you can see you maybe not snorting it. You know what I mean? It like. I thought that they made them recut it and change it up to a certain.
No, they kept they kept all that stuff. They basically kept it on a shelf until someone took a stick out of their ass, I guess. And then they
They just dumped
released
it.
it.
They dumped it, right? And they
Yeah,
just
yeah.
dumped it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And what the reshoot that I did was basically introducing my character earlier, which I was like, that's a good thing. So
Yeah.
um yeah, so it was a very silly scene at the beginning where I hit on the lady at the record store and I knock over all the shit in the store. But that was all I reshot. Yeah, man. Yeah, like I love making that movie. You go off on any of these adventures.
We
You're
did that in
making
Phoenix, didn't we? Wasn't that Phoenix that we
That
shot?
was in Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a blast, man. I
Yeah.
had a blast. And
Yeah.
the whole thing was a party. All we did was party. It was
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
And so you make these movies, and then you go up off on a ship's journey, and you hope you fucking come back with gold. You hope
Yes,
you come
of
back at
course.
all.
Every time. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you move on, and
Yeah.
it's like for any of these films to even see the light of day is a miracle.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's a miracle that
I
people.
remember having a conversation with a Fox executive named Lucy Fisher, who
Mhm.
went on to work for Coppola, was his producer for a number of years. And she said, knowing what I know about movies, it's a miracle any get made, let
Yeah,
alone a good one, let alone a good one.
I mean he had like for The Godfather the mafia was against it.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck, like. And then he takes that to the next level, and it's like he's making Apocalypse Now, and it's like an entire government is against him. It's like he keeps on upping the ante.
Yeah, and he said when he won the Palme d'Or for Apocalypse Now, it was like fighting the war itself. We had too much money, we
No,
got
that was
lost, we got
yeah,
yeah.
that was a huge yeah that was a huge key into his personality
Yeah,
was that interview when he gets up in front of everybody and they're wondering
yeah,
how
yeah.
Apocalypse Now is going, and he says my film isn't about the Vietnam War. My film is the Vietnam War.
His experience.
It was a battle. Yeah, absolutely.
We've had Martin Sheen on this, and we didn't. We didn't talk to him. We talked to him generally for about 40 because I had Charlie on, and so we called Martin. But I would love to talk to Martin again. And I'm just going to say it because you're too polite, or you still have a career to look forward to destroying, or I don't really have to worry about that anymore.
Been destroyed yours already a couple of times.
Whoever, from what I understand, there was a president or whoever runs the film department, whoever runs when movies are going to be released at Universal, there was a change made. And made over, and there was a person. So the person who greenlit this movie knew all about the cocaine, knew all about all this stuff. I mean, and so what happens a lot of times? Forget about the cocaine, but what happens a lot of times is when somebody new comes in to take over the company, they're not all that interested in the shit that happened before.
No, they want to shit can the stuff that the other guys did. Usually it means most anything in development gets cut.
Yeah.
Let alone stuff that's already in the can.
So, but the story basically was the new guy came in to take over Universal, and that he had a daughter or a son who was having some problems with cocaine, and that because of that, and who knows? I mean, who fucking knows if that's true or not? I mean, I just go back to the fact that usually when somebody takes over, anything that the regime right ahead of them greenlit, made, that was still in the can, still cutting, it all just like kind of gets wiped away. But that was too bad because that was a really, really fun movie, and I don't think people appreciate it, and I think it's. One of the fun things for me, Dan, when I'm doing this is that like I'm able, I know you and we've run into each other and now we worked together a couple times or whatever, but I didn't really know that much about your career. And it's fun to go okay, when that came out, when the offer came out, I remember thinking in my head, I fucking know Bob Evans. What am I gonna learn from watching something? Truly, that's what was in my head, and but I forgot what I was talking about, which happens to me quite a bit.
But you still watched it, which is awesome. I'm glad you still watched it.
And I'm gonna continue to watch it, but I just want to tell you, and you're about 20 years younger than me, I think, and maybe 30. I don't know, but you're a lot younger than I am. So you've got a huge upside. You've got like many, many, many more years, and I think that you have established yourself well enough at this point that you're going to I think you're just going to have a joyous career from here on in, because I had to quit playing leading men and like the hero and I had to quit doing that when I was like 50 or 55 or something, but you are more of a kind of a character guy, and so you're going to be like, your career, the best of your career, I see, and you've got a brilliant career right now. Right now, looking back, there's a lot of people, including me, that would have gone like, okay, that's what I did while I was out there, and so I'm pretty fucking happy with it, And you've got like such a great future, and you're such a great actor, and I learned that even more by like watching you. And I have probably watched a tenth of what you did, but boy, you really blew me away with the Coppola stuff. And I also thought, what Beasts? I forget.
Fantastic
Beasts. And I also thought you were stealing that fucking movie. I watched the first. I didn't watch all three of them, but I watched the first one, and you're fucking awesome in that movie. Like really, really good, really, really, really good in that. I thought you were like something about how. I mean, that's like. That's just a character. You can't research that character. You can't, right? You can't but you were very, very, very good in that movie. And I love that stuff. I just loved you in that movie. I thought you were very good. And I knew you were talented, but now, and that's going back to what I was saying before, is like I really enjoy doing this because I learn a lot. And I've learned that you're even much more talented than I even knew because I just hadn't seen all your work. And so congratulations on being that person, and having that kind of talent. And I know there's a lot of work and there's a lot, people don't realize how much work is involved, but you're just killing it, man. You're absolutely killing it. And it sounds like you're enjoying it. And it sounds like, you've got a family, you got a couple of little girls, you probably got both feet on the ground. And so I'm really happy for you. And I see nothing but an upward, it wouldn't, I don't want to jinx anything, but I wouldn't, if I heard 2 years from now that you got nominated for an Academy Award, I'd be like, yeah, of course he did. Yeah.
Whoa.
I mean, but so, and awards and stuff and that. Go ahead.
Speaking of the upward trajectory, as a huge fan of Game of Thrones myself, just personally, I wanted to ask you what it's like being on House of Dragon. I've only seen the episode where you're first introduced. I'm not all caught up. I'm so into Game of Thrones, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the rest of the season. You can see, I've only seen you in the one episode, but they kind of introduce you again later off camera. And just any stories, what's it like? How fun is it? Any insights into the House of Dragons?
Yeah, that's crazy too, man. Because the same thing happened to me on The Walking Dead, where I'm a fan of a show, and there's a particular character where I was like, man, I really enjoy their story arc. And then it's like you're fucking walked into your television, and then like you're standing there, and you're in that person's story arc. You're just like, and they're talking, talking at you. It's so fucking.
You're not
weird.
watching it. You're there.
You're in it. You're fucking,
yeah.
You're like, oh, it is all candlelight. What? It's fucking, yeah. That's part of the magic of this business that I love. And it's a very, I'm like, how did I get on the show? And it's like, I was talking to some of my actor friends who are struggling, and it's like, man, we are all climbing up the slipperiest fucking glacier. With just the tools that we have in our utility belt, and the grip in our hands, just the moxie,
your fingernails,
the pure will that you have to stay where you are. You may slip, you may get a little higher, but just to try to keep staying relevant, just stay in the fucking game. And this literally was. All right, what else I got? Fucking Shakespeare training, British accent, go! I pulled that out of my fucking belt. Thank God, I went to acting school and I had that. It's like, God, it's just this constant uphill climb, and it's really just, it's like. I try to, when I direct movies and stuff like that, I bring my friends in who are struggling. That's an opportunity where I can just be put a hand down and say, come on, let's get a grip on this fucking wall together.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just really appreciate just being there. And I think that emanates, and I think that being on that show, I'm pinching myself. I'm like the third American that's on this show. So I must be doing something right, and
you're doing a lot right.
I really like. I love fantasy. Like I love the sci-fi of it all. I love the like this is the most fantasy that I have to like the accents, like I have to get all the words right. I can't improvise, it's like I have to I'm wearing a small sofa. Like and it's work, but I'm from theater and I like that. I like, at the end of the performance, at the end of the thing, like out of breath and sweating and like, yeah, we earned that. I like that kind of work. And so I really enjoy challenging myself. Um and it's a challenge to make sure that I keep that accent right. And I hope that they give me more. Like right now it's as if I've come to Westeros to do everyone's taxes. That's not very exciting. But hopefully they'll give me more to do. Yeah, I think they like what I'm doing because the show is so serious, and I give a little seasoning of uh
Fun.
not fun,
Yeah.
little
Comic
quirky fun.
relief. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I hope they keep me around. I really like it.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. We're almost at the end of like there's one more episode left, so
One more.
yeah.
In the season.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
to
yeah.
air
In the
on
season.
Sunday. Yeah, it'll air on Sunday.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a lot of like catching up to do when it comes as far as your career. If you didn't fucking work so much, I wouldn't have this problem.
I have to. It's the only way. You gotta keep hustling, man. It's the only way.
Yeah. Do you have anything else?
No, that's it.
Jim, would you like to ask Mr. Fogler anything, or
Well, I
comment,
just
talk to
I'm
me?
just going to
I know-
chime in on how enchanted I was by the offer. I worked at Paramount about a decade after The Godfather got made,
Wow.
and so some of that like scenes shot on the lot were like a nostalgia trip for me. And
Yeah.
the memories of Coppola and the stories about Coppola and Evans and all those people were just rife through that building. We were trying to develop Godfather 3. We didn't have Francis on board at that time, and we had some storyline about John Travolta smuggling cocaine in Florida was going to be our Godfather 3. Thank God that one never came to pass. But
Right.
but I really was really charmed by the offer, and really compliment you for what you did with that role.
Thank you so much. Well, I mean, that was my pleasure. It was my pleasure to make that. And yeah, people go watch that if you're a fan of The Godfather. It's on Paramount Plus. People are digging it. Whenever I'm on an airplane, I check and see if it's on there. It's fucking on there. Go watch it on a long.
It's
go
great.
watch it on a long flight or something.
It's great. It's
do you-
super entertaining, and we didn't even mention that the star of it is Miles Teller, who's one of the biggest.
Oh,
one of the big.
yeah,
he,
yeah.
He stars in the miniseries, and it's
Yeah,
just
he
great.
plays
It's fantastic.
Al Ruddy in it. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you get recognized all the time? Would like it?
Oh my God. Yeah, now, yeah, a lot. like in Budapest.
No, not so much. Or yes,
No, a lot.
a lot in Budapest too, huh?
Like they because on the Kellys, they were like, we're gonna give you a mustache. I was like, if you give me a mustache, I'm gonna look like the guy from Fantastic Beasts. And they're like, yeah, good. And I was like, oh, fuck. So I couldn't walk anywhere in Budapest. They were just like, Jacob, it was fucking. So yeah, I mean, it's starting to get that way, especially with House of Dragon now. People are calling me out on the streets of New York, and hey, man, it comes with the territory.
It feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Actually, yeah. I was never one of those people that are like, hey, yeah, no, don't, I can't, I was like, yeah, that's me. I'm so fucking old now, though. I don't look like any of those fucking movies that I made. You look like that guy's grandfather who was on the.
Oh man.
I'll tell you, Arnold still looks like Arnold, though. All right. Well, listen, we're at 2 hours, and I want to thank you. I want to thank you for giving me 2 hours of your time, because you obviously are a very, very busy guy. And
for you.
Yeah.
Anything for you, buddy. Seriously. I used to run around in the streets of Brooklyn as you.
Come with me if you want to live.
Yeah.
I'm having lunch with Charlie on Wednesday, and Charlie said to me, I think it was on the podcast, and he said that he and his older brother, I want to say Emilio Estevez, they used to have the same type of thing, and they used to quote Terminator, and they get frustrated with each other. Well, why am I talking to you? So it's nice to have and by the way, I've got this movie coming out called Onslaught, and the director of that movie grew up on Aliens. When he was a little kid, he had little Aliens dolls, and he had a Michael Biehn fan club. And
he got a camera and he tried to make Aliens and realized there's a lot to that.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to make a movie. Yeah.
How long are you in Brooklyn?
I'm here until the 5th, and then I'm going to a Comic-Con in Dallas, and a couple Comic-Cons, and I get to go back to London.
Okay. And your family's going to come see you? You're going to spend
I'm going
some time?
to see them in London. They're waiting for me.
Okay. All right. Well, that's obviously important. And thank you, Danny. Thank you so much for
thank you.
Oh my God, thank you.
This. And I will. I'll see you soon. I'll see you at the movies. I'll see you at the premiere of the Kellys for sure. Or
nice.
We'll be in touch. Okay.
Beautiful. Break legs, man. I can't wait to watch this. This is going to be awesome.
All right, man. Take care.
Thank you, buddy. All right.